time.
And we've got Daniel Fullard. Daniel and Mike, I believe, how you set these questions between you?
We've done 10 each per subject and just mixed them up, so we've all...
So I noticed 50% of them were shy, which...
So the ones that didn't mention any wrestlers.
Look at your scores, Steve.
Okay, good luck everybody. Arch.
Yes, arts. Okay, question 1. The only painting he sold in his lifetime was to his... Rhodes Van Gogh.
Where was I there?
Second.
2 points.
This novel was released in 1948. It has had...
1984.
No.
Right here.
Yeah.
Lucky,
Right here.
Yeah.
It has had 2 cinema adaptations in 1951 and 1995 and was adapted into the musical Lost in Stars. It's set in a remote village in the Natal region of South Africa and tells the story of Stephen Kamalo, a 69-year-old priest who attempts to find his family in Johannesburg. The 51 film version starred Canada Lee, while the 95 version featured James Earl Jones. Name this novel, which is the most famous work of Alan Paton. Tony?
Crabbing of the country, yes, we got half an hour ago.
Yeah.
2 points.
Statues of General Charles James Napier, Major General Sir Henry Havelock and King George IV are the... Lee?
Trafalgar Square.
Specifics, is that right?
Yeah, a little bit more. 4 plinths, 3 plinths.
Yeah, you're right, Clint.
Yeah, that was Plinths.
Shouldn't have a look.
2 points.
What forename, now normally considered feminine, was primarily used by men until about 1849, when Charlotte Bronte's second novel was published and its female... Tony?
Shirley.
Yeah.
Surely no.
Surely you can't be serious.
Every single person was thinking of an angle on that.
Question 5. Celebrating his 80th birthday in 2017, which seminal British artist was the subject of Jack Hazan's 1974 biopic film, A Bigger Splash?
David Hockney.
There's about 10 people went down. Check up for ties.
No, we're alright.
I should have heard it before I heard Bigger Splash.
In 1971, this individual became the 4th playwright of the 20th century to be knighted. He served in the Royal Air Force during World War II as a tail gunner, which inspired his work Flare Path. Following the war, he alternated between comedies and dramas, with works including the Browning version. Tony?
Radigan.
Yeah.
Where were you, Clive?
2 points.
Oh, you got before that.
Question 7. Although best known as a painter, this person was also very accomplished as a lithographer and illustrated works by Shakespeare, Walter Scott and Goethe. He was a friend of Theodore Géricault and is considered to be his spiritual successor, and his work would go on to inspire both the Impressionist and Symbolist movements. He was inspired by Lord Byron and from the outset of his career was thought of as the leader of the French Romantic school. What is the name of this artist who has around 9,200 works attributed to him, including The Last Words of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, A Young Tiger Playing with Its Mother, and most famously, Liberty Leading the People? Tony?
Delacroix.
Yeah. Right, question 8. Which Russian composer born in 1906 is the subject of Julian Barnes' 2016 novel, The Noise of... Dave?
Shostakovich.
Time, yes, Shostakovich.
2 points.
Question 9. A 1992 computer game based on this novel is considered to be the game on which most future real-time strategy games, such as Command & Conquer and Warcraft, are influenced by. Its original author wrote 5 sequels. Preston?
It's going to be Mayor.
No.
Laycock?
Dune.
June, yeah.
June.
I was going to go.
The author and
2 points.
Sid Meier.
Sid Meier, mate. This is
Sid Meier. Civilization.
-1.
Civilization.
Right.
It's one of the Mayor of Civilization.
Question 10. This man has been portrayed by Paul Scofield in an Oscar-nominated role.
Tony?
Tom Small.
No. His wife was a novelist who wrote the
-1.
autobiography The Professor and I, and his brother won a 1939 Pulitzer Prize for his biography of Benjamin Franklin. He worked as a literary editor and film critic for The Nation magazine and was also a professor at Columbia University for over 40 years, where he taught, amongst others, John Berryman and Allen Ginsberg, and is considered a major influence for a number of Beat Generation writers. His major works include critical studies of the poetry of Dryden, Shakespeare and Nathaniel Hawthorne, and the 1959 verse play The Last Days of Lincoln. In 1940, his collected poems won him the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry. What is the name of this academic and writer whose fame has been eclipsed by his son Charles due to a scandal he was involved in during 1957 and a subsequent Robert Redford directed 1994 film based on this scandal called Quiz Show?
Dave? Van Doren.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. It's one of the actual Quiz Show. Charles Van Doren. He played Mark Van Doren in Quiz Show. He got nominated for an Oscar for it.
I hope some people are watching this on YouTube. Just a very, very few people thinking, I wish I was here. Are you listening, Kevin?
Was it 2 different ones, is it?
Question 11. This set of 4 works was given the German name D'Esprit de Nature by their artist. 2 of the versions of this works were painted whilst the other 2 were made with pastels. In a diary entry written by the painter about it, he stated, I was walking along the road with 2 friends, the sun was setting, suddenly the sky turned blood red. I paused, feeling exhausted, and leaned on the fence, and there was blood and tongues of fire above the blue-black fjord in the city. My kid
Screamed.
Yeah.
I was thinking that for ages.
But he mentioned German.
2
Titles,
points.
German.
The original title's German.
Describe it.
Question 12. This contemporary British author shares her surname with a famous novelist from the Victorian era. Her novel, Parson Harding's Daughter, won the 1980 Romantic Novelist Association Award for Novel of the Year. She's written several historical novels under the name Caroline Harvey, and in 2013 wrote the first novel in HarperCollins' update of the Jane Austen canon, entitled The Austen Club. Other famous novels include A Village Affair, A Spanish Lover, and The Choir, the latter of which...
Simon?
Go.
No,
That's out of mine, so we're not finished, so... so the latter of which was turned into a 1990...
Norman?
Join the troll.
Yes,
I think the bloody name.
Hello, Robert.
Question 13. This person has had his work published in Vogue, Vanity Fair, GQ and Harper's Bazaar and has shot advertising campaigns for Hugo Boss, Guess Jeans and Fred Perry. In 2013 he released a photography book called Wounded, The Legacy of War, and in 2015 he was given an honorary fellowship of the Royal Photographic Society. Much better known in a different field, what photographer was invited to take photos of Queen Elizabeth II on her Golden Jubilee in 2002? One of these photos would then go on to be used on Canadian...
Dave? Testino. Sorry? Testino?
No. Tony?
-1.
Brian Adams?
It is Brian.
Of course it was, yeah.
2 points.
Jesus.
You learn something new every day.
Yes.
14. Which 1955 Graham Greene novel depicts French and British colonialism in Vietnam being uprooted by Americans in the 1950s and features the characters Thomas Fowler, who was played by Michael Caine in the 2002 film adaptation of the work?
Norman?
End of the affair.
No.
No.
Outside the house rules.
No.
Tony?
Honorary consul.
No.
No. Anyone else?
Clive?
I've seen the film. I can't remember this
And Charlie was a quiet American.
2 points.
A rarity in itself.
Painted between
looks a job,
1743 and 1745, which British artist is responsible for the series of 6 paintings currently hung in the National...
Lee?
Hogarth.
It is Hogarth.
2 points.
16. Premiering in 1900, this opera is set in Rome and based on a play by Victorian Sardou, which concerns...
Tony?
Tosca.
It is Tosca, yeah.
2 points.
A statue of this English poet was unveiled at St Pancras Station.
Simon?
So it's an English pope, so I'm going to say Nicholas Breakspeare.
No.
Poet, not pope.
I'm pressed.
Rhodes
Yeah, but Rhodes first.
-1.
John Betchman.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Betchman.
2 points.
A bequeath to the nation by which person who died in 1753 enabled the foundation of the British Museum?
Norman?
Sloan.
Yeah, Sloan.
2 points.
You're a second away, mate.
Did you? That's all.
19.
And Sloan.
Born in Genoa in 1937, name the architect and engineer who won the 1998 Prince...
Lee?
Piano.
It is piano, yeah.
For knowledge of...
Well played. Shit. I hope you're all paying attention to some of these answers.
And last one of this round. In 1997, this person wrote the play The Devil with Boobs. In the same year, he won the Nobel Prize for Literature. He died in 2016 on the same day that Bob Dylan won the same prize. Born in Leguino Sangiano in 1926, he was a member of Mussolini's fascist army in World War II, but only joined...
Dave, Umberto Eco.
No. But only joined to avoid suspicion as his parents were active in the anti-fascist resistance. One of his works, Mistero Buffo, was denounced by the Vatican as the most blasphemous show in the history of television. Which writer's first work was the 1958 play Corpse for Sale, and whose other works include Archangels Don't Play Pinball, The Tale of the Tiger, and The Accident Death of an Anarchist.
Kid.
Foe.
Yep. Now you're four.
I think I got that wrong in the last one as well.
We've kept it all the way. I think, finish the question. Finish the question.
I used on the last one and accidental death of Lamb because no idea before that.
I was just waiting for the close of the question. All of you guys for 5 minutes. I want to think
Think before we
This is just, it's too much. Is that another 2 sets we've had?
That's one set, we've got music.
Right.
Just to score tape, Tony and Simon in the joint lead on 19, Dave's got 18, Chris on 9, Laycock 5, Lee's on 12, Rhodes 7, Kid 2, Norman 3 and Charlie's on 6.
Oi.
Right, music now. Question 1.
get off.
In a real life case, a video killed a radio star. The 1984 song Rock Me Tonight was the last top 40 Billboard chart single by which US rock star? Up until this point, they'd been a very respected musician. However, the video featuring them dancing around his bedroom wearing a pink tank top alienated most of their fan base and ruined their career.
We're on a stream of guesses, so my first guess is Jerry Lewis, but he must have had hits since then.
Laycock.
Dale Shannon.
Bean.
Billy Idol.
No.
Simon.
Johnny Nash.
No.
I know that was you.
Anything surrounded with Johnny Nash?
Billy Squire.
Oh, right.
I just wonder because Dale Shannon committed suicide around.
Charles seems to be doing extraordinarily well now.
It's later than that, it was after the Tavern book we started.
Right, question 2. This American musician has collaborated on songs with Elton John, Sting and Kate Bush and has had music composed for him by Vaughan Williams and Malcolm Arnold. In 1953 he was nominated for an Oscar for his work on the soundtrack of the film Genevieve. To celebrate his 80th... Tony?
Larry Adler.
It is Larry Adler, yeah.
2 points.
Question 3. Before they eventually started to record original compositions, Marie Cernehold, Amit Sebastian Paul, Darnie Lenavold and Sarah Lumholt had several UK top 40 singles in 1999 and 2000, performing cover versions of songs by which group using the brand name
Lee.
Albert.
What's that here?
How far was that?
0.1.
2 points.
Were they 18?
18, that was going to be the next.
Legendary group.
4. This singer was born in Illinois in 1953 and joined the group Shades of Black in 1969. In 1980 she released her first solo album called Naughty, and in 1986 performed a duet with David Bowie on the soundtrack to the film Labyrinth. Simon?
Aretha Franklin.
It's not, no. In 1984 she topped the UK charts with a song written by Prince. The first name of her stage name means fire in English, although her real name is Yvette Stevens.
Rhodes. Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan, yeah.
2 points.
The onslaught of the rest.
Born in 1824 in Bohemia, he took part in the Prague Uprising of 1848 and afterwards left to go to Sweden. In the 1980s, he was able to return to Prague and shortly afterward became the principal conductor of the Prague Provincial Theatre. He left this position in 1874 on becoming profoundly deaf, but continued to compose numerous pieces of work until his death in 1884. Although not as internationally renowned as his fellow Czech Dvorak, who was better known in his native... Lee?
Smetana.
Yeah.
2 points.
One of two on you.
Question 6. This Scottish indie band share their name with an Emmy Award-winning daytime chat show from the USA. Lead singer Kyle Falconer formed the band...
Dave, The View.
Is The View, yeah.
2 points.
Shrug of the shoulders there, Simon.
Right. 7. Spagna, Corona, Sabrina...
Italy.
Italy, yeah.
Well,
2 points.
This guitarist ranked 3rd on Rolling Stone magazine's poll to find the greatest guitarists of all time, with the magazine describing him as the pontiff of power riffing. He was twice inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tony?
Jeff Beck.
It's not Jeff Beck, no.
He was twice inducted.
-1.
In 92 and 95 for his work with the two bands for which he is better known. Bean?
Cotton.
No. Laycock?
Slash.
-1.
Mark,
-1.
Page, Jim Page.
Jimmy Page, yeah.
2 points.
Was the first one to be doing?
This person was played by Joe Van Moyland in the TV series The Tudors. His first known musical appointment was as an organist at Dover Priory.
Laycock, Henry Purcell.
No. In 1532, before moving on to work at Waltham Abbey and Canterbury Cathedral. In 1543, he was appointed to court as Gentleman of the Chapel Royal, and in this capacity composed and performed music for Henry VIII, Edward VI, Mary I, and Elizabeth I, managing to avoid any religious controversies despite being an unreformed Catholic. He was the tutor of another famous composer, William Byrd, and between them they were granted a monopoly.
Tony?
Tavern.
No. Between them they were granted a monopoly by Elizabeth I for polyphonic music, making them both very wealthy men. Who is this man who is considered to be the greatest of the 16th century English composers? Kid?
Tallis.
Tallis is right, yeah.
Good answer.
You can't go in early though, can you really?
What is the stage name of the individual who released Gang Signs and a Prayer in 2017, which became the...
Norman?
Stormzy.
It is Stormzy, yes.
I tell you what, now Clive's not here, it's really opened that up for you, hasn't it?
That was a kid's name.
Right, question 11. First appearing on Broadway in 1951, it was an immediate success. Its lead actor and actress won the Tony Awards for Best Featured Actor and Actress the next year, and a few years later, the actor would go on to win the Oscar for the Best Actor for the same role. It is based on a novel. Tony?
King of that.
King and Eyes, right, yeah.
Great deduction. Really good.
12. Name either of the parents of this person. In 2010, he played Isaac Nuttall in Emmerdale. In 2015, he got engaged to Jessie Nelson out of Little Mix. And since 2012, he's been the lead singer of a band who had a #1...
Preston?
Nolan, Colleen Nolan.
Oh, no.
No.
Colleen Nolan.
That's one of them, yeah, and Shane Ritchie's in it.
2
Shane,
points.
your boy Shane, what's his name called?
Was it
Shane
Richardson? They did a band back on
Shane Ritchie, that's it.
13. Which music festival was first held in 2003 with Iron Maiden and Audioslave as headliners? Rhodes? Download, yeah.
2 points.
Which solo artist currently has the biggest selling debut album of the 21st century and last December tweeted, if you thought 2006... Dave?
James Blunt.
Yeah, if you thought 2016 was bad, I released an album in 2017.
2 points.
Considered one of the most important composers of the 20th century, this individual lived between 1881 and 1945. There are statues of him in South Kensington, Brussels, and outside of his final place of residence in New York. He was also a talented pianist and known as an important collector and arranger of folk songs. He's best remembered for his first and second string quartets, as well as the ballets, The Wooden Prince, and the Miraculous Mandarin. But perhaps his most famous... Tony? No. Simon as well?
-1.
Rachmaninoff?
No.
I'm glad you picked that one up.
But perhaps his most famous work is the 1891 one-act opera Bluebeard's Castle.
Norman?
Debuts.
No.
-1.
You finished?
Name this composer who, along with Franz Liszt, is considered the most influential Hungarian composer of the 20th century.
Kid?
Liz?
No, said Liszt.
No.
Nothing away though, nothing away. Bean?
Brahms.
No.
Rhodes?
Bella Bartok.
Bartok, yeah.
2 points.
Rounds of list is what you're thinking.
Right, 16. When they answer the question, what is the meaning of life, during their attempt to get into heaven on their bogus journey, Bill and... Kid?
It's a city cat right there.
No.
42.
No. Bill and Ted say the lines, just like every light has its dawn, just like every cowboy...
Laycock?
Every rose is stoned by poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, poison.
2 points.
I couldn't remember if it was All We Are Is Dust in the Wind.
17. This ABBA song originally featured on the album Voulez-Vous and was released as a single in 1979 when it was beaten to the #1 spot at Christmas.
Bean?
Have a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Great ABBA knowledge.
Astounded by his knowledge of ABBA there.
Covered by Scooter in 1996. The 1992 #2 single.
Bean?
Logical song.
No. The 1992 #2 single,
-1.
I'm Raving, by the band Shut Up and Dance, heavily samples...
Dave?
Walking in Memphis.
Yeah.
Mark Cohen.
2 points.
What name is shared by a song on the David Bowie album Hunky Dory, which he dedicated to his son, and the British indie band formed in 2004 by lead singer Luke
Cooks.
Cooks, that's right, yeah.
Oh, right. Pritchard.
And
2 points.
last one of this round. A myth about this musician is that he crossed in Mississippi, he sold his soul to the devil in order to be successful. In fact, during his lifetime, he had little success, and only after his album King of the Delta Blues Singers was released posthumously in 1961 did he gain a wider audience. Eric Clapton described him as the most important blues singer that ever lived, and he was placed 5th in the Rolling Stones 2010 list of the best guitarists of all time. Inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame during its first induction ceremony in 1986, 4 of his songs include Sweet Home Chicago and Crossroad Blues. His biggest hit was Terraplane Blues, which has been covered by Ray Charles, Eric Clapton, John Lee Hooker and Canned Heat. Born in 1911 and dying in 1938 under suspicious circumstances, possibly being murdered by styrosine poisoning, who was this early member of the 27 Club who was considered to be a master of the blues and in particular the Mississippi Delta Blues style. Kid?
Little Milton.
No.
No, just that was name.
Rhodes?
Muddy Waters.
No.
Laycock? Belly?
No.
Simon?
Howling Wolf.
No.
Preston?
Joplin.
No.
Dave? Stevie Ray Vaughan?
No. Any more? Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson.
I knew it was from the
Yeah.
start.
Don't be so to the devil.
So this sort of devil.
Wow. That's plenty.
It's 20, that's 2.
Come with
2 points.
Show your appreciation for another great could you press Control S on this one just to make sure it saves?
Dave's got in the lead on 24, Tony 22, Simon 17, Lee 16, Rhodes 13, Bean 9, Laycock 5, Norman 4, Kid 5.
It's all good to go. Excellent stuff. Right, after a little break, some beer.
Right.